Hello, my name is Casey. I am a homeschool mother of 2. I have a son who is 8 and in 2nd grade and a daughter who's 7 months old. We stumbled upon homeschooling accidentally 4 years ago. It wasn't our intention to homeschool, but it became a way of life. I really enjoy it. I have to say it has been wonderful for our family. It's given our family a lot of flexibility. I enjoy spending time with my children every day. But that's not to say that homeschooling with a baby isn't difficult, because it is very difficult. My son needs a lot of one-on-one teaching, and when you have a baby who has a lot of needs and wants you and creates a lot of distraction, it does make it kind of difficult to homeschool. So I'm a former elementary school teacher. I loved teaching, but I did not love teaching in public school. It was not a place where I was able to thrive. I didn't feel like I was actually educating my students. I was teaching a test. When I left teaching, I went into a science field that was highly technical, and I had the ability to travel a lot. I drove every single day, many hours, to travel to the places that I needed to be. So when I got married, it was very different when I chose to stop traveling, stop being so busy, to staying home. Staying home was very difficult. I learned that I was never alone with children in the house. I just never had any time to myself, and I was used to being alone all the time, alone in the car. I'm an only child. It's difficult when you're used to getting, accolades outside of your home, outside of your relationship, outside your marriage, and no one seems to know how the laundry gets in the drawer and how the dishes get cleaned and how dinner is made and how your son is able to read. It sometimes is hard, but you have to learn to look inside yourself and know that you are doing the best thing for your family. When I left teaching, I wasn't married, and I told myself that when I had children, I would not put them in public school. And I thought I would pay for private school, but we did it the first year, and I would say, okay, let's see how it goes this year, and see if we'll continue next year. And as the end of the year rolled around, I would say, yes, we're doing it again. And then we'd start school, and I'd say, well, we'll see how this year goes. And so now we've been homeschooling for 4 years, and I can't imagine doing anything else. I do still teach. I teach in the mornings for a couple of hours before my children are up, and I really enjoy it. It gives me something for myself. It is extra income for the family, but it's just fun. It's nice to teach some other students and to have a little interaction outside the home, even though technically I'm still in my home when I'm doing it. So when coronavirus became a problem and they started shutting things down, nothing changed in our family. My husband still worked. He was considered important. So we didn't lose anything financially. I was still able to teach and still bring in that money. My son was still able to be homeschooled, and nothing really changed in our lives. We rolled along daily like we always do, except I couldn't take him to the library and the playgrounds were shut down. So there were a few things like that, but I was very grateful that we were able to keep the stability while everything else was crazy. Things were really good. And I was very grateful that that was our life, that nothing had changed. I will say that I haven't always felt confident about being a homeschool mom. There were many days I kept thinking, we're not doing enough. And I come from, an education background where I'm teaching in the classroom. There's certain things that you had to get done every day, and you had to teach for a set amount of time every single day. You had these objectives. Your kids had to score well on the end of the year test, and I was used to thinking that way. And when I started homeschooling, I had to change my thought process of, well, just because he's not interested, or he's struggling a little bit, doesn't mean that I can't give it a little bit of time and see what happens. And I have been funny thing, I've been surprised every single year that I think, oh my goodness, he's not going to get this, or is he going to ever enjoy reading? Is he going to get this math concept? And there's always a point in the middle of the year where he matures more. He has his birthday, that's helpful. He matures, and he always gets it. And I feel that by giving him that extra time, he's been able to thrive. He loves to read, absolutely loves to read, more than anything. He is a little boy, he loves to play, but he's been able to gain a love of learning, and he's learned that books are this window to so many things. If he wants to know, he can find a book and look it up. He's always asking me, hey mom, can we get a book on this? Can we get a book on that? Now currently our libraries are still closed. I can order stuff online and pick it up, but it's not the same for him. So we are going to Barnes & Noble and getting the things that he wants because he's so interested. It has been interesting going from homeschooling a certain way, and now homeschooling is a little bit different. For this school year, I had difficulty getting his curriculum because I usually wait until summertime, because no need to rush, never had to. And this year things were sold out, or they couldn't get enough stock because the printer that makes it was having issues with COVID and couldn't get things printed. And it never dawned on me that I would have difficulty. So I had to get a lot of things that were downloads, and I had to print things. And let's just say this year I've already started early. I know there were a lot of people this year that chose to keep their children out of in-person classrooms and teaching just because of the coronavirus. And I hope that the people who have taken it on, I hope that they are blessed by homeschooling, and I hope that they see how wonderful it's been for their family. My husband has come home from work and said, especially in the very beginning, his coworkers were saying, I didn't realize how little time I spent with my kids now that they're home all the time. I had no idea I was missing so much. And I think for some people it will become a blessing. I think for some people they're struggling and they're having a hard time, and if you're one of those people, you're not alone. When I started this journey 4 years ago, it took me about 1.5 years before I felt like I had a handle on it, that I was doing a decent job, that I wasn't crazy. Because it was a lot, the planning and figuring out how to get everything done in a day, and also wondering, am I doing enough? You are. You are. Just know you are. If you have any questions, comment below, and I would love to answer anything that I'm able to. And if I don't know, I'll point you to someone who can. I don't have all the answers. I have my experience. I have my experiences from the classroom, and I have my experiences from teaching online daily, and I have my experiences from, you know, homeschooling these last 4 years. I think the best thing we can do as homeschool mothers and parents is that we can encourage one another to continue on and to find that drive, or, you know, help confirm that you're doing fine. And everybody's home and everybody's homeschool is different, and that's okay, because everyone's family is different. You know, you're not going to use, most likely you're not going to use the same curriculum, you know, for every single child in your home. You know, we started out, we're probably on our 3rd or 4th curriculum, I'm not sure, but we don't use the same thing across the board either, because my son has different needs, and, you know, sometimes he's need a little bit more and sometimes he's need a little bit less of something, and, you know, some things were too advanced or some things weren't advanced enough, and so we were able to pick and choose. And that's the great thing. You know, in public school, it's kind of like one size fits all, and you hope that the teacher can, you know, spend that special time with your kid. And I hate that for teachers, because as a former classroom teacher, I know the heart of a teacher. Every one of them are in there to save the world one child at a time. But sometimes the system makes it really difficult, and I hate that for them. I am very grateful and I am very blessed that I have the opportunity to do what I'm doing. It's not easy, but I do love it. I'm trying to film a video. They wake up from their naps early and, you know, interrupt. So being flexible, I think, is really important. I think being flexible is very important. Your kids are not going to behave the way you want them to. You're going to have a lot of rough days and some tough days, and I think that that's okay too. Just remember, you're not alone. Some of us can't even film a video without the baby waking up and interrupting, so it's totally fine. Is that a kitty? Say hi, kitty. Kitty. See, this is a teaching moment right here. So thank you for watching my video today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you will watch further videos as we go along. I'd love to connect with you on Instagram. I've put that below. So please, if you can, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.